welcome to the Webcast for Tuesday, July 15th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. The marine layer remains about 2,000 feet deep this morning, having not changed appreciably since yesterday. Sunny skies continue across the interior, and the marine clouds will steadily burn back this morning, but like we saw yesterday, may be slow to clear or not clear at all for the beaches. Water vapor satellite shows a trough digging into the northwest and northern Rockies this morning, which is weakening the area of high pressure that has been over us. The weakening high pressure signals the beginnings of a cooling trend for our region. Here are the forecast highs for today. We'll still see near seasonable warmth across the interior, but a few degrees cooler than yesterday, and with continued much cooler weather towards the coast with that marine influence. One thing to note for today is that while temperatures are cooling, there will be an increase in winds across the interior this afternoon and evening. It's not quite a classic ridge breakdown pattern, but the weakening of that high will allow for more in the way of westerly flow to surface across the ridges and passes. Westerly winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts to 45 miles per hour will surface across the wind-prone mountain ridges and desert passes this afternoon and evening, with some general enhanced breeziness in most areas. These winds will combine with the lingering warm and dry conditions to bring elevated fire weather conditions to much of the interior today. As the high pressure continues to weaken and the marine layer continues to deepen, we'll cool off a few more degrees tomorrow, with highs falling below average for this time of year. Minimum humidity will remain mainly between 12 and 25% above and inland from the marine layer for the next couple of days, but that marine layer is going to be very deep on Wednesday, likely pushing towards 3,000 feet, impressive for mid-July. So expect a lot of cloudiness in the coastal areas and likely much slower and in some cases non-existent clearing tomorrow. By later this week, our next weather feature to watch will be an area of disturbed weather making its way north from off the Baja California coast. That low will likely drift its way directly over Southern California by Friday. There is a little better confidence today in the track and timing of the low. It will likely approach the region Thursday night, move directly over Southern California on Friday and into Saturday, and then slowly depart and/or start to dissipate by about Sunday. This disturbance will be bringing moisture and instability along with it, and shower and thunderstorm chances will be increasing later this week. Even before we get there, an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible over Mono or northern Inyo counties this afternoon and evening. We did have 6 strikes in our area over Mono County yesterday. There is a better chance for a couple of showers and storms over the Sierra and northern deserts on Wednesday, but they will still remain isolated. As the disturbance moves in, there will then be a much better chance for showers and thunderstorms by Thursday and especially Friday and Saturday. Activity will be most concentrated over the mountains and deserts of Southern California, as well as the Sierra. However, there are lesser but still fair chances for isolated shower and storm activity to extend westwards of the coastal slopes and also into the mountains of LA, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties, with limited potential further north along the central coast. There is still a fair amount of uncertainty in how this thunderstorm event will evolve, but there are better indications today that a good amount of moisture will likely accompany most of the activity, keeping thunderstorms on the wetter side overall. By as early as Sunday, or at least by Monday, dry weather should return to the entire region. However, it does not look like there will be any major concerns through at least the first half of next week, with temperatures remaining near to below normal and winds mostly light and locally driven. With the cooling temperatures and mostly steady or rising humidity this week, dead fuel moistures will start to show rising trends in most areas, most notably in the lighter fuels. You can see here in the 1,000-hour dead fuel moisture graph that we will see a gradual uptrend but still remain drier than normal for the region as a whole on the heavier fuels. Live fuel moistures continue to steadily fall and are mostly following their typical seasonal cycle, with green up still remaining a significant barrier to fire spread, especially above about 5,000 feet. Large fire potential will remain elevated across the interior today, particularly in light of the windier conditions. Rapid rates of spread will be possible on well-aligned starts. Fire potential will decrease Wednesday and Thursday as temperatures continue to cool, winds lessen, and humidity starts to increase. Lightning will likely cause new ignitions by late this week, and they may be fairly widespread and numerous depending on how this event evolves, so it's definitely worth keeping a close eye on. However, we will have a lot of mitigating factors going for us. The associated moisture, relatively cool temperatures with no big heat in sight, and the continued high live fuel moistures across the mid and higher elevations will all serve as barriers to significant short-term fire growth. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Wednesday, July 16th.